was passing through, a man was there by the name Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was wealthy. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but being a short man, he could not because of the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree to see him because Jesus was going that way. When Jesus came to that spot, he looked up to him and said, Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today. So he came down and welcomed him gladly. All the people who saw this began to mutter, he had gone to be the guest of a sinner. But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, look, Lord, here and now I give half of my possessions to the poor. And if I have cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times as much, 4 times the amount. Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to this house, because this man too is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and to save what was lost. As they were listening to this, Jesus went ahead to tell them a parable, because he was in Jerusalem and the people thought that the kingdom of God was going to appear at once. He said, a man of noble birth went to a distant country to have himself appointed king and then to return. So he called 10 of his servants and gave them 10 minas. Put this money to work, he said, until I return. But his subject hated him and sent a delegation after him to say, we don't want this man to be our king. He was made king, however, and returned home. So he sent for the servants to whom he gave the money in order to see what they had gained with it. The first servant came and said, Sir, your minas has gained 10 more. Sir, your minas has gained 10 more. Well done, my good servant, his master replied. Because you have been faithful in a very little, because you have been trustworthy in a very little matter, take charge of 10 cities. The second servant came and said, Sir, your minas has gained 5 more. His master answered, take charge of 5 cities. Then another servant came and said, Sir, here is your mina. I was afraid of you because, sir, here is your mina. I have kept it away laid in a piece of cloth. I was afraid of you because you are a hard man. You take out where you do not put in and reap what you did not sow. His master replied, you knew, did you, that I was a hard man, taking out where I did not put in and reaping where I did not sow. Why then didn't you put my money in deposit so that if I come back, I could have collected it with interest? So he said to those standing by, take his mina away from him and give it to the one who has 10 minas. Sir, they said, he already has 10. He replied, I tell you, to everyone who has, more will be given, but to he that has nothing, even what he has will be taken away. After he had said, but as for these enemies of mine, who do not want me to be king over them, bring them here and kill them in front of me. After he had said this, he went on ahead, going up to Jerusalem. As he approached Bethphage and Bethany, near the hill called the Mount of Olives, he sent 2 of his disciples, saying, go to the village ahead of you. On entering it, you will find a colt which no one has ever ridden. Untie it and bring it here. If anyone asks you, why are you untying it? Tell him the Lord needs it. Those who were sent ahead went out and found it out just as he had told them. While they were untying the colt, its owners asked them, why are you untying the colt? They replied, the Lord needs it. They brought it to Jesus, threw their cloaks on the colt, and put Jesus on it. As he was going along, people spread their cloaks on the road. As he came near the place where the road went down the Mount of Olives, the crowd of disciples began joyfully in loud voices, praising God for all the miracles they had seen. Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest. The Pharisees who were among the crowd said to Jesus, Master, rebuke your disciples. I tell you, he replied, if they keep quiet, the stones will cry out. As he approached Jerusalem and saw the city, As he approached Jerusalem and saw the city, he wept over it and said, "If you, even you, had known on this day what would bring you peace, but now it is hidden from your eyes. For the days will come upon you when your enemies will build an embankment against you and encircle you and hem you in on all directions, on and hem you in on and hem you in on both sides, and hem you in on both sides. They will dash you to the ground, you, the children within your walls. They will not leave one stone on another, because you did not recognize the day of the Lord's, but because you did not recognize the day of God's coming to you." Then he entered the temple area and began driving out those who were selling. "It is written," he said to them, "My house will be a house of prayer, but you made it a den of robbers." Every day he was teaching in the temple, but the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the teachers among the people were trying to kill him. Yet they could not find any reason to do so, because all the people hung to his words.
I am by name.
Draw Yunusa Ali.
Like a 1 minute. 30 seconds.